Hey everyone, it's Dr. Ramani. Welcome back to this YouTube channel on narcissism. And I always want to give you that reminder, please do tune into my new podcast, Navigating Narcissism. You can get the link in the video notes and you can listen, I hope, and subscribe anywhere you get your podcast. Thank you for your support. Today I'm going to be doing one of these Am I the Asshole? It's been a little while since I did one of these. This is an interesting one. It's an interesting one. It's narcissistic-y, but it's also just sort of, yeah, I mean, it gets at this. Anyhow, let me just do it. Am I the asshole for not putting my boyfriend's name on my house? I really thought this was normal, but so many people are telling me that I'm a bitch for not doing it, so that it's starting to mess with my head, to be honest. I recently received a house. My grandmother passed away and left her 2 houses to my sister and I. We sat down, and between the 2 of us decided that she should have the bigger house, as she is married and has 2 kids and another on the way, while I would move into the smaller 2-bedroom house. My sister's husband has been added to the title of her house, as he helped her pay the tax on it. Husband. I was able to pay the tax on mine by myself, as it was cheaper due to being smaller, because my boyfriend 3 years didn't contribute financially toward it. I didn't think to put him on the title. We had a housewarming party last weekend, and his parents came up to me toward the end of the night and were going on about how lucky boyfriend and I were to be able to live somewhere like this rent-free, and it gives us such a head start in life, and they were very appreciative that I'd given half the house to my boyfriend. I corrected them that I hadn't, and he wasn't on the title, but was welcome to live with me and not pay rent, so they had more money to put toward his studies. We are both master's students. They immediately became very judgmental, saying that I was being unfair, not putting his name on the title, and that clearly I didn't expect the relationship to last, I didn't trust him, etc. I say they were being unfair, and he wasn't entitled to half of my family's house, and then walked away. Now numerous members of his family have messaged me and him, saying that I'm a bitch and I don't trust him, and tell him to watch out because clearly I don't love him, etc. She asks, am I the asshole? Then she goes on to give what her boyfriend's point of view. She said, I've gotten a bunch of messages asking what my boyfriend thinks, so I put my response here. I brought it up with him on Monday, and he said he feels like it's a sign I don't trust him. I said that I wouldn't add a man to the title unless we were married, and he was paying for half of the rates and stuff. He said that he feels like I am blackmailing him into getting married, so apparently homie doesn't want to get married. I said I wasn't. I just wouldn't want to make a huge commitment, like giving him half my house, without some commitment from him. And he said to just drop it because we're never going to agree, so just leave it so we don't argue. Ooh, and she wants to know if she's an asshole. She's definitely not the asshole. She's actually really fiscally prudent. So let's break this one down. Laws are going to be different state to state. I only know the state I live in, okay? The title of a house is an incredibly important legal document, like the title of a car, but the title of a house is important, right? And so if your name's on that title, you don't own it. You could have lived there for a long time. Now, a girlfriend needs to be careful too. Again, I'm not a lawyer, so nothing I'm saying is based in, I'm not a real estate lawyer, but certainly the way people might pay, like she needs to have even a lease agreement with this boyfriend. She needs to go a step farther. Titles get so ugly. It's amazing to me how somebody could have bought a house on their own, be so dumb as to put another person on the title who isn't contributing to the house. Then the relationship ends, big surprise, and what happens? That when they break up, they now have, that person has an ownership stake in that house. Now, it's a little different if a person's not married, but now you still got to go to court and sort this out if the person wants to go for it, right? And when people get married, obviously if that house is, acquired as community property, both names on the title, when the marriage divorces, either one person has to buy the other one out, or they sell the house and split the proceeds. That matters in a place like California where houses are really expensive, right? In other parts of the country, maybe less imminent, but it definitely is. So she actually played it clean. This guy is living rent-freaking free. He's a master's student, so he's not a kid. So he's a grown-ass man living rent-free, and he's talking about trust, and he's saying, you're blackmailing me into marrying you, so clearly marriage isn't at the top of his mind. So he is trying to get his name on a big asset, a house, no plans to marry her, and they're making it about her problems with trust. In addition, I got to tell you, boyfriend's parents are quite intrusive. This is none of their damn business. I'm always shocked. Again, maybe because this isn't what wasn't my experience with in my own life, but I'm always shocked at how involved some of these families, how intrusive, the poor boundaries around what are adult people's business. And so that they're telling her, and like, again, that none of these people have any knowledge of how maybe real estate works. Like, show your trust by handing over half an asset. What if she finds out next week this dude's cheating on her? Then what? He's got his name on the title. He could just literally say, I'm not leaving. This is half my damn house. So but it's, to me, that's a real estate issue, right? All of you kids at home, don't put people on your title unless you've really legally thought through the ramifications and even talked to an attorney. It's no joke, okay? But what we have here is that his family immediately goes to this shaming place, like, oh, I guess you're not committed. That right there is a gaslighting play, right? So when somebody doubts your commitment to something that you're committed to, she simply made a fiscally prudent decision on the basis of where she was at. She's right. If he had made a marital commitment to her, and even then, I don't know if I would put him on, because it's an inheritance, and inheritances are protected in divorces. But if she put his name on the title, it would change up the game. But either way, I could understand that he's making a longer term agreement to her. But if she just put his name on the title, like I said, he could just finish his master's or meet someone else in a month, and then it's over, and she's got a mess on her hands. She avoided a mess, and he's saving a fortune so he can put his money away and save and buy his own damn house. So, but the parents and the doubting of commitment, it's a huge manipulative play. What she did was she actually made a decision that was somewhat self-protective, right? I'm not going to put his name on the title. This is my asset. It's something that came to me through my family. And I agree, for a woman to have some financial security and all that, it's a game changer. It could be what keeps her in a better place as she goes forward into new relationships, right? And so she made a decision that was a good boundary, that was good for her. And it's not like she's even asking him to pay rent. He's not paying anything, which she wants to keep it that way, again, for real estate reasons. But all his money now is his money, right? That's a big deal. I wish I didn't have to pay rent when I was in grad school. So the idea then that she's doing that, letting him live rent-free, all of that, but that she didn't give him half the house, is being viewed as a doubting of her commitment to the relationship, is gaslighting, because that's not her reality. She is committed to the relationship. She asked him to come live with her. She told him he didn't have to pay rent. That feels like a commitment. And that his parents would then take that stance and then sort of march off, which is sort of a Stonewall-y play. That kind of entitlement, this girl should pay attention. This woman should pay attention. Because she has to, their behavior, these potentially could be her in-laws, toxic in-laws can be enough to bring a marriage down. So pay very close attention to how much this guy gets his marching orders from his family. And then other people are piping in and saying the same thing. I wonder if this woman had won the lottery, $1 million in the lottery, would she have handed over 500 grand to him? I certainly hope not. So then at the end of it, this sort of conflict averse part of him that's like, okay, well, we can't agree on it, so let's just never talk about it again. Not exactly solid communication and problem solving skills in this relationship either. And then you have the manipulative parents, the gaslighting parents, this sort of tribe of enablers that are telling her she's a bad person, doubting her commitment. In a way, the inheriting of this house ends up becoming a little bit of a wake-up call on how she wants to proceed. It definitely seems like she's shown more than commitment to him, saying, you can live here without paying any rent, and this will help you save money. So you can, so while you go through school, that feels like one heck of a good commitment. And for him to not see that as a gift, it's not like he was clamoring to get a ring on it. So it's not like this dude is in a rush to marry her, but all of a sudden wants what can often be what feels like a bigger commitment, which is shared title on a property. He's ready for that. Sounds mighty convenient. Definitely don't think that this poor woman is an asshole. I do worry for her, though. Maybe she'll work it out with the guy, but she'll always have a problem if she marries this guy with her in-laws. Them's my thoughts. Be careful with the title on your houses. Thanks.